Live from the Moody Campus Radio Studios in Chicago, Illinois, this is The Letter M. The Letter M with Van Ferro and Andrew Shroyer. Yes, welcome to The Letter M. This is Van Ferro.
And I'm Andrew Shroyer.
And it's Hannah Montana night!
Yes, it is. It certainly is.
I can't believe this got approved.
Why? Wait.
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, let's face it, Hannah Montana / Miley Cyrus, I mean, they're kind of like polarizing figures.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like surprised this got approved. But hey, if we can do Justin Bieber last week, I think we can do this.
I think so too. I think Justin Bieber's a little more even more polarizing.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, especially among the male community, as case in point you are.
I don't know, but like I don't really have like any issues with Hannah Montana. That's why I'm like, fine, let's do Hannah Montana night. You know,
right.
Because like here at The Letter M, what we do is we take pop culture phenomenons, pop culture items, and we discuss them here on the show so that you would be aware that they're actually out there and that people of the world are engaging into these things, in the hopes that you would be able to start conversations with people, about Jesus Christ by knowing about these things.
Right, and that you can gain insight on own spiritual applications that you can find on the shows and know that what you're, some of the things you're watching, they're not evil.
Yes, because I know that like a lot of people have told us that, oh, don't go to the movies because like everything there is like evil or something, and like the thing is, I think as Christians we have to kind of like know, we have to be able to discern pretty much as Christians the things that we watch, the things that we put into our bodies. And, sometimes, like, people would actually, watch Hannah Montana or listen to Justin Bieber and all that. And it's going to be quite impossible for us to connect with them unless we don't know at least one thing about these people. People of the world are just going to say, like, oh, it's like I can't connect with this person, so I'm not going to listen to the message that this person is bringing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wouldn't know anything about this show or anything. So
you wouldn't,
yeah.
Like seriously? Oh, like seriously?
I know nothing. It's you know
nothing. Well, if you know something about Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus, or if you want to request a specific song, or if you want to like share us your favorite Miley moment or Hannah Montana moment, which Andrew has a lot of them, you can go to our Facebook page at theletterm.mcr or on our Twitter page at theletterm on MCR, or you could call us at 312-329-4065. Again, that's 312-329-4065, and we're going to take in your calls.
Yes.
I mean, we'll have to figure out how to answer these phones, but we'll be able to get to them. Yeah. So, okay, before we go ahead with Hannah Montana night, we have like a lot of people that we have to greet today.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have asked us to greet them at the station, and we are very happy to do that. That's our way of connecting with our listeners. So, on the top of our list are my roommates, Robert LaLauren, who's currently on his PCM and is looking for a date. Robbie, and Andrew Hilsman, who's currently doing his homework. Hopefully, in the library.
Or maybe you're listening to us while doing homework, which would be even cooler.
Mm-hmm. So, Andrew Hilsman, you are now on The Letter M.
Yes.
Anyone else that needs to have like a shout out or something?
You for any of you? Because I know I can go on for like 20 minutes. So we.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would like to greet. D3 Dryer 3.
Dryer 3.
Amazing floor in all of Moody. So really, really great guys. I know they are like listening right now like crazy, and that's how much they support us.
Yeah.
Yes. We'd also like to greet our listeners in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes, we have listeners in Tennessee, believe it or not. I would also like to greet our listeners in Manila, Philippines. Yes, we can actually reach. We can actually reach Manila. So
reach.
What about you? Yeah, reach.
Okay.
What about you, Andrew?
All right. Well.
You're not greeting anyone?
Yes. If you let me get started here, okay. I'll do it.
Go ahead.
I'll get to it eventually. Now, I want to greet my dad, Brian Shroyer, back home. My brother, Austin Shroyer, back home. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, you guys are listening now. I know that you guys aren't. I know my brother's at a basketball game right now. Hopefully, you guys win.
He wins.
Yes, yes, and interestingly enough, is you'll get to see me and my dad and my brother, the three of us, the two
Play
that
basketball?
I've mentioned, play basketball. Yes.
Yes, because I am actually going home with Andrew tomorrow.
Yes. So we are heading home and cannot
Yes.
wait to get to Pennsylvania.
You know what? I would like to greet the third person in the car, Chris Lieberman. Who's also going home with us tomorrow. So I know I can't wait for spring break. But then again, I don't want to leave like the letter M. But
Right.
it's spring break. Nobody's gonna be here at Moody. Nobody's gonna
Right.
listen to us. So
Right. Exactly.
just let it go. Let it go. Yes,
Let it
James
go.
McDonald.
James.
Let it go.
Yeah. James. Jimmy. Good old Jimmy.
Good old Jimmy. Who else do you want to greet?
All right, I want to greet my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Both my grandmothers, actually. But Dorothy Kemp, hopefully you're listening too. I also want to greet my mom, Brandy Shroyer. Hopefully you're listening as well. My stepmom, Beth. I hope you guys are listening and enjoy it. I thank you guys for being faithful listeners. Our sister floor 10 North.
Houghton 10 North.
Yeah.
Yes, our sister floor. They are like super nice. They bake us cookies. They give us chips for open house. I really appreciate the chips.
Yeah, you did. That was the first thing you asked for at open house.
So we will have a very, very great show tonight. So again, if you have any
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Okay, we are going to have a very great night tonight. So,
This is going to be a very interesting night.
so, if you have anything to say about Miley Cyrus, why do you love or hate Miley Cyrus, you can go to her Facebook page at the letter M .mcr or on her Twitter page at the letter M on MCR. And now here's Miley Cyrus's Nobody's Perfect. That is Miley Cyrus's The Driveway, only here on the letter M.
Yes.
For Hannah Montana Night.
Yes, welcome back.
Welcome back. So, what is the appeal for Hannah Montana? I know you're like the resident sirologist here. So, like, what is Hannah Montana's appeal to you?
What isn't Hannah Montana's appeal?
Yeah. Or, like, just Miley Cyrus in general. Like, why do people like her? Or hate her, or whatever.
Well, it's a very polarizing thing now. It's pretty obvious. The more popular you become, the more haters come out, and the more people that will like you. So
haters gonna hate.
Yeah, haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It just got really popular. It was a really popular show. It had a really, really great meaning to it. The whole show had just a great plot behind it.
I know, my sister likes it.
Your sister likes it?
Yeah.
Oh, we would get along fine.
I am not gonna let that happen.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Okay. Duels?
Duels? Yeah, but like, so if there's like one thing that's like super good with Hannah Montana that you really, really liked, what is it?
Oh man.
Wow.
One thing.
He's turning.
I actually, yeah, exactly. I think I can remember starting to watch it. I want to say in 2008.
2008.
I want to say in 2008. The show actually began in 2006, but I started watching in 2008. One of the draws to it was just really, really funny. Like, I enjoyed it so much that it just made me laugh every episode. Like, it was just so goofy. It appeals to me, and I was at home with it because. Do you want me to tell the plot of the show?
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we should be doing that. Actually.
Yeah, I'll tell you the plot of the show and why it was appealing to me. Well, Hannah Montana is based pretty much is a girl who lives a double life, not in her character, but a double life in she's two different people. She's a pop star, and she's also a normal girl. She also plays a normal girl. She wears a wig to cover up the fact that she is a normal girl because she wants to be able to live a normal life as well as live the pop star life as well, so that she can go back to having a normal life and have a private life as well as having a successful life as a singer, because that's one thing she always wanted to do was sing. So they created that so that so so that's pretty much the plot of it. And the whole basis around it is she doesn't want the public, the major public, to find out. Now she ends up telling some of her friends. You know, in the first 2 episodes, you actually watched the first episode.
Yes, I watched the pilot episode of it.
Yeah, and her best friend finds out. Well, her best guy friend finds out in the second episode as well. So that
best guy friend.
Yes,
it's another episode.
Exactly.
Is it possible for guys to be really just friends with girls? We should do that. Night.
Yeah, because I've been best friends with a girl for 5 years now.
Yeah. Anyway,
but that's me, and that's another topic.
That's
completely.
another topic, yeah.
But that's the whole basis of the show, and they go through. She goes through different stages of her life, and in different seasons, and even different episodes. There's different problems that she deals with. It's a really, and one of the things that drew me to it was the fact that her dad is in it, who is Billy Ray Cyrus. Yes. And as you know, if you see me long enough, you'll know that I have a Billy Ray Cyrus t-shirt because I am a really big Billy Ray Cyrus fan. I remember listening to his music because I'm a country music fan. I listened to Billy Ray Cyrus growing up. I remember, his big hit. He's remembered for Achy Breaky Heart.
Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah. But I didn't know this, but he's a fantastic actor as well, and we can get to some of his shows that he did later. But the one thing that was really a draw is they play like they're from Tennessee.
Tennessee, woo!
Yeah, actually, yeah, and there's people listening from Chattanooga,
Tennessee. Yes.
Yeah. But she is from a place called Crowley Corners, which
sounds shady.
Actually, I don't remember if that's a real place. I apologize if it is a real place, but I actually haven't checked if it actually is a real place in Tennessee. It might be, but they're from Tennessee, so they're country people. So then they moved to California, to Malibu, California. So they're country folks living in California, and they're living her dream out, and so that's the basis of it. And what's funny is that I grew up in the country as well, so that's one thing that I can understand that I can connect with the show. So they make her dad makes a bunch of corny Billy Ray Cyrus just jokes, just normal country jokes. It's just staple Billy Ray Cyrus now that I am just like, I just love all the jokes that they say, and it's like really country jokes that like I understand completely, and you could only get it if you lived in the country. So it's just really like inside jokes that I could connect with. It just made the show really hilarious, and the acting I think is like, and as the seasons go on, you see them like maturing as actors.
It kind of progressed.
Yeah, it progressed so much. Like, if you watch the first season to the second to the third to the fourth, like you'll see differences in each season, and I just think that it just still like connects to every single one of the seasons, to every one of the changes in life as well. And so it's just it was just really something that I remember I was watching. I watched it for the first time. I was like, yeah, like I really like this. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis of that. It's just like what the show is about. We can get to specifics later too, but that's what the show is about. The synopsis for the show. I could tell you some of the characters. Miley Cyrus plays Miley Stewart, or Hannah Montana as her double, and her dad Billy Ray Cyrus plays Robbie Ray Stewart.
Robbie Ray Stewart.
Yes.
Robbie.
Yes.
Yes.
That is I probably told you this before. Yeah. That's why I call your roommate Robbie, because because I thought Robbie from Hannah Montana. Billy Ray Cyrus is Robbie on Hannah Montana, so I call him Robbie.
Well, Robert is like more good looking than Billy Ray Cyrus.
But that's those two. Those are the two main ones. I'm drawing a blank now on him, but
Well, they have Hannah Montana has a brother.
Yes,
right? And
that's who I'm drawing a
it's
blank
Mitchell,
on right now.
Mitchell Russo, who's actually
No, Mitchell Russo is Oliver.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. I'm getting all of my characters
Yes.
mixed up. It's like
Right.
it's spring break. That's why. It's
Jason Earls
yeah.
is Jackson, is Miley Cyrus's brother on the show. And he's actually a grown man. He's 34 years old now.
I know, he
believe.
looks like a teenager.
I know, he does such a good job at
30-something.
that.
He looks like a teenager.
Right,
Wow.
yeah.
He's probably found like the fountain of life. Or
Right,
the
fountain of
or
youth.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Emily Osment plays Lily on the show, or as her is a really goofy double character when Miley is Hannah Montana. She plays. She puts on like a blue or purple like wig, and she's Lola. That's her double character as well.
Yeah, she gets a double life too because she wants to be with Miley as both Hannah Montana and Miley Stewart. Yeah.
So she accompanies that, and Mitchell Russo is Oliver on the show, Miley's best guy friend, who, if you've watched the third season, at the end of the third towards the middle of the third season, it's you find out that Lily and Oliver start dating on the show. So that's that's a really really fun thing that they put with that. In the third and fourth season that comes on. Other major characters.
Well, one of the girl characters here, Ana Maria Perez de Tagle, she's actually like half Filipino. She plays like one of the villains of Hannah Montana.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like half Filipino.
Amber and Ashley are the two villains.
Yes.
And, well, it depends on what season. I think the third and the fourth, they play very little.
Yeah.
I don't think they were in the third season at all. The fourth season, they're in the very last episode.
Yeah, Ana Maria Perez de Tagle is actually the granddaughter of one of the biggest singing stars in the Philippines. So, yeah, pretty interesting. But I guess she can sing too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, all Filipinos can sing anyway, so...
Oh, you can sing us a song then later.
Well... I know. Well, if you're just joining us right now, we are doing Hannah Montana Night here on The Letter M. If you have any comments, suggestions, or if you want to tell us about your Miley moment, you can just go to our Facebook page at theletterm.mcr or on our Twitter page at theletterm on MCR. Or you can call us at 312-329-4065.
Yes, we'll figure out how to answer the...
We'll figure out how to answer the phone, but we will answer your phone calls. But just in case, just go to our Facebook or Twitter page. We're actually live right now, so we will see your things. I am actually looking up like the trivia for Hannah Montana.
Oh, you gonna question me on some things?
Yeah.
The funny thing
Hannah
is...
Montana quiz.
Yeah. The funny thing is that we actually had my aunt. Well, I call her my aunt. But she's actually my cousin.
Okay.
It's my cousin's aunt, but we're so close that I call her my aunt. Just funny thing. She bought me one year for Christmas. She bought me a Hannah Montana quiz thing, quiz, and it actually asked like really really hard things. It
about Hannah Montana or about Miley Cyrus?
About Hannah Montana. It was a Hannah Montana trivia game, and it was pretty difficult, but I got like they had like 30 cards and I got like 27 or 28 out of them. And it was crazy.
That's
that
actually
I knew
good.
it.
That's much better than like what most people get in the New Testament survey reading.
Right,
report.
exactly. They ask what is the mouse's name on one of this episodes.
The mouse's name?
Yeah, there's a mouse that they're chasing around. And they name the mouse, like, very briefly, and they ask what the name of it is.
Oh my gosh, that is...
It's in season 1, and, yeah, you'll have to watch it, and you'll have to catch what the name is.
Huh, interesting. Hopefully it's not Mickey or anything like that.
No, it's not Mickey.
Yeah. Well, actually, Hannah Montana isn't supposed to be named Hannah Montana at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She's supposed to be named Alexis Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting name.
Pretty much where... the state that everybody thinks I hail from.
So, Hannah Montana was originally going to be called Alexis Texas until Miley Cyrus showed up for auditions. She was actually auditioning for the part of Lily, but eventually she got the part of Hannah. And they changed the character name. Originally, it was supposed to be Chloe Stewart, but when she got on board, they changed it to Miley Stewart. and they changed the name from Alexis, Texas to Hannah Montana. But you know what? Nobody told me like, why is it Hannah Montana? Like, she's in Tennessee, and she has a southern accent. Why did she choose like a northern state to be her last name? It's so weird.
It's actually something that I've actually asked that myself, and like it's never been answered. Like, there's really no answer for it. I don't know. Was it a random like?
Yeah.
Was it a random pick of like just pick a random state or
probably
like,
they have like two bowls, one for like the girl name and one for like a name of like a U.S. state.
Yeah, and all 50 states in there. Pick one out. It would
be awful if they got like North Dakota or North Carolina.
It would have been great if it was Hannah, Pennsylvania.
Hannah, Pennsylvania. Yeah, but it wouldn't have been good if it was like Hannah, New York or Hannah, New Jersey. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't have fit in.
Yeah.
Because, that...
Or like Hannah, Alaska.
But actually, Montana fits in because what I understand...
Yeah.
From what one of my friends on the Sister Floors told me...
Yeah.
That... that it's... there's a lot of country up there, so it kind of...
In Montana?
In Montana.
Wow.
It fits in, I think, a little bit.
Interesting. I've never been to Montana.
I haven't either, but that's just...
If you want to take us home to Montana for like a holiday, you can just, let us know by our Facebook or our Twitter page.
I would be happy to go.
Yes, and we are with Hannah Montana Night. Here are some other facts. Okay, I know a lot of people don't like Hannah Montana, and because they think it's like a kids show and all that, and they think it's like, it's boring and stuff. But do you know that this show was actually nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Program from 2006 to 2010?
Yeah.
Nominated for the highest award in television. So, wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
It must be really that good.
Yeah. And is there any more award ones that you've...
oh my gosh, they have like a lot, but like on television, it's only the Emmy that matters, not even the Golden Globes or like the People's Choice or anything. So that's like super hard because there's a lot of television shows right now, that compete for the same awards. You have like shows from CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, and PBS, and then you have like a gazillion cable shows. And for something to be chosen from the Disney Channel like Hannah Montana, that's a big achievement already for the show.
Right, and as I'm seeing for for I see just looking, you said it was nominated several times for the Emmys. It
also won like the British Academy of Film and Television Awards Children's Award
from 2006 till its closing in 2011. It was nominated 57 times for awards from all different spans. And it won 21 times.
Actually, if it got if it won like a BAFTA award, the British Academy, it's like, wow, the British are digging this. Speaking of the British, we would like to greet one of our MCR co-hosts, Olivia Westwood. We still have a standing request for you to guest on our show. So, yeah. Also, another thing, this show is not only like, I guess, critically acclaimed, but this show also has like, oh my gosh, ratings-wise, it's just awesome. Yeah. In 2008, the TV series Hannah Montana has a global audience of 200 million people.
Yeah, I was one of them.
That is double the Super Bowl audience for like a regular year. Wow.
Well, I mean,
her influence in Disney Channel is so big that they have to call like a meeting of all of the executives of the Disney Channel network just to make sure that Hannah Montana is going to stay on, and just to meet on how they're going to like market Hannah Montana. So that's why there's like Hannah Montana shirts, Hannah Montana dolls, and I don't know, everything Hannah Montana.
Yeah, they have Hannah Montana dog tags.
Dog tags? Oh my gosh, that is crazy. And Andrew has it. He's wearing it right now.
Well, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, but this show is like, it seems like it's super big. And this is also the last show in the Disney Channel to switch to high definition. I don't know why, but like, I think I was reading like why that was the case, and I guess Hannah Montana wasn't supposed to like come back for a fourth season, but due to insistent public demand, it came back for a fourth season, so now they have to switch it over to high definition in 2011.
Yeah,
So that's interesting.
They actually, that I know that they weren't going to do a fourth season, but they ended up filming it, and thank goodness, because I have the fourth season. I really enjoyed the fourth season. It was a really good season.
And Hannah Montana has been parlayed into the silver screen twice. So the first movie that they have was Hannah Montana.
Best of both worlds.
It's a concert film. It's kind of like Justin Bieber's Never Say Never.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, the Jonas Brothers, Katy Perry have all done.
And this thing is in 3D.
Yeah.
So Miley Cyrus in 3D.
Yeah.
How did that look like?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I watched it on TV the first night it came out. I got my Hannah Montana 3D glasses on, and
they give you like 3D glasses when
in Walmart. They were giving them away in Walmart for free.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You could just go to Walmart and pick them up, and then you were watching it. So me and my brother watched it, and it was awesome. Like they would have a few scenes where it would be like off of a concert. It would be like her personal life or something, and they wouldn't be in 3D, and then all the concert stuff was in 3D, and the 3D was really good for the concert that they did really well with.
Yeah, and that movie actually grossed $70 million.
Just in
Which
theaters.
is kind of just in theaters. Yeah, that doesn't include like DVD sales.
Uh-huh.
So because this film was like kind of successful, they actually released Hannah Montana the movie.
Yes, 2009.
Yeah.
I remember April 10th, 2009, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they actually, it was actually.
You actually remember the date.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I went and saw it that day. I was actually. I think it was either that or the CD that accompanied it that kept getting like pushed back. Like the date got pushed back like 2 or 3 times. I don't know, and I can't remember why. But the release date kept getting pushed back. But yeah, that was. I remember watching the movie. I remember watching it in theaters. I saw it with my brother, and before the movie, fun fact, they were having a Hannah Montana look-alike contest where like all the girls were like there was like little girls, teenage girls, whatever. They were all dressed. They all had like Hannah Montana wigs on, and they were like, whoever looks like Hannah Montana the most can come up here, and we'll vote on whoever wins. And like a little girl ended up winning, and she won a nice prize and stuff. But funny thing is that my brother almost talked me into going up to try.
Oh my gosh!
To try to look alike.
Well, I don't think that's like something that can be done. But
that would have been funny. I'd have been wearing a blonde wig.
Well, actually, you showed me a picture of you blonde. Like I didn't like it, so.
Well,
yeah.
But everything has a season.
Well, this show is, I guess it's pretty big on the Disney Channel. You know, from this show, Miley Cyrus actually became the 6th highest paid child star in 2008. She got paid like $15,000 per episode.
Well,
that's like $15,000 for 3 taping days, because that's how they do it in network television. They would film 1 episode for 3 days, so that'd be like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for all of your work for that episode, they pay you, a certain amount. So Miley Cyrus got paid like $15,000. Now, in comparison, the number 1 child star, the number 1 highest earning like child star, Angus T. Jones of 2.5 Men, he earns like $250,000 per episode.
Well, yeah. And it may have changed now, because
it may have changed, yeah.
I know the ratings have went down a lot since
Ashton Kutcher came in. Yeah. So,
right.
Angus T. Jones is also like quitting the show, I heard.
Yeah.
But just to put it in perspective, so it's pretty much like 3 times her Moody tuition fee being paid to Miley Cyrus every week.
Yep, every single week.
Wow, that is amazing.
Well, if you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That is just, wow. Well, on that thought, we are going to go on a music break, and we are playing a Hannah Montana song for you by Miley Cyrus. I'm Still Good.
And welcome back to the letter M with See You Again by Miley Cyrus. It's Hannah Montana night.
Hannah Montana night. So, if you're just joining us right now, we have actually talked about Hannah Montana previously. So, if you want to hear our broadcast again, we will have all of our recorded shows up on our website, which has like a URL. It's like super complicated to say, so we're just gonna let you know about it on our Facebook page. But if you want to like go back to our archive shows, you can go to our website. So now we're talking about the girl herself.
Yeah.
Miley
Ray Cyrus.
Or, before Hannah Montana, Destiny Hope Cyrus.
Yeah, before she changed her name, it was Destiny Hope Cyrus.
Miley's better.
Yeah. Actually, there's a story behind why she changed her name to Miley Ray. She was born Destiny Hope Cyrus, but her dad... She smiled all the time, and she still does. I mean, she smiles all the time, and she just has a really positive attitude about her. She carries herself around really great, and her dad just said, "Oh, yeah, Smiley Miley." He used to call her Smiley Miley
because she smiles a lot.
Yeah, and he called her Smiley Miley, and that caught on, and she just kept the name Miley and changed her name to Miley Ray Cyrus.
Miley Ray Cyrus, and the Ray is for.
The Ray, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably because her dad's middle name is Ray.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And she's actually, wow, she is like super young. Actually, she was born...
She's born November 23rd, 1992.
He knows it by heart.
I know it by heart. I've read parts of her autobiography.
These things are not even on our outline. He's just like...
But I've read her autobiography some parts, so I can know this stuff a little bit.
Yeah, and Miley Cyrus is she's had like a really interesting life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's born.
I
mean, she was born in '92 to a rock star dad. Well, not a rock star dad, a country
star,
country music star, Billy Ray Cyrus. And her mom was Tish Cyrus. Actually. Yeah, her mom was... I actually don't think that Tish was her mom. I believe because Billy Ray married his wife, who was Miley's mom, in '92. They got divorced a couple years later.
Yeah.
And they remarried, and he was married to Tish up until about a year ago. And they recently just got a divorce as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's hard. That's something that I'm gonna bring up again later.
And she's from Tennessee.
She's from Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, super gorgeous state.
I've never been there.
You've never been to Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly, right?
We should go.
Well, I will. I'm going at some point, like really soon. Like I want to go to Tennessee so bad, just because Tennessee's country music. Yeah. Should go with her. Yeah.
No, Hunter. Hunter Williams.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Hunter Williams. Let's give him a shout out too. Hunter,
yes. Hunter is one of the people who's going on tour for the MBI Chorale over the spring break. So we just like to let you know, just keep them in prayer. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we definitely have to. All you listening should just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. And Miley has lived like in Tennessee, and then she's lived in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
And then
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Yes,
because Billy Ray Cyrus, if you don't know, is actually a working actor too.
Yeah. He's been around the block a lot in terms of acting, like just really he's been in more things than what people would want to even give him credit for. I
thought he was just like a one-hit wonder who just got famous for like Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah, that made him. But also he had a lot of other good hits as well too. Actually, I hear the song "Could Have Been Me" played on the radio a lot. Actually, country music radio, and I didn't know that it was him until a couple years ago. But it was a big song. Like people know it. It actually reached number 2 as well.
Number 2, wow.
Yeah, and actually, "Achy Breaky Heart" was actually in reached number 4 on the pop charts, not the country music charts. Number 4 on the pop charts. That's saying something, because a lot of country music doesn't get put on pop charts anymore. There's a couple of singers that'll get put on there, like Carrie Underwood, who's a phenomenal singer, and Taylor Swift, who's a phenomenal singer as well. But they get put on there. But other than that, there's not many that get put on the Billboard Top 100, the pop chart. So to get that high, number 4, is really saying something. But She's Not Crying Anymore, which was his next hit, as well, reached number 6 on the charts. But he was really good. He was born actually in Flatwoods, Kentucky.
Flatwoods, Kentucky.
Yeah, he grew up in Kentucky. His dad is a politician. His grandfather was a preacher.
A preacher.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So that must mean that they're kind of like Christian, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've grown up. Actually, Billy Ray is actually releasing a book this year, and I recommend reading it. It's taking him through his childhood. It's an autobiography. It's taking him through his childhood, his going to stardom, and just going through all the different details and the untold stories about like Hannah Montana and stuff. Because he says in those times were actually the most trying times in his life. They were some of the most difficult times in his life where his faith has been tested.
Which is something that we're going to be talking about later.
Yeah.
Later on in the show.
Yeah. So he talks about that and all in his book. It has his Christian values sprinkled all throughout the book, and I was reading through it, just reading through like different things that it's summaries of it, and it just looks fantastic. He was born in Flatwoods, Kentucky, and actually just last year he was given the how in Big Fish Edward was given the keys to Ashton,
the key to the city.
Billy Ray was given the keys to the city of Flatwoods, Kentucky.
I mean, those keys, they don't really make any sense because the cities are not walled.
Right. So I don't know what all that entails, because I've never been given the keys to Connersville, Pennsylvania before.
Well, you might be after the letter M. Yeah, we're like the most listened to show on MCR.
Yeah. Ironically, Billy Ray Cyrus wanted to be a baseball player, professional baseball
player.
Yes.
So what happened?
Well, he went to Georgetown University. Yeah, you're laughing because I'm saying this all off by heart because I know it. He wanted to be a pitcher. Okay. And he was actually really good. He was very good. He also caught as well, and he was a really good catcher as well. But all of a sudden, he got a dream that he wanted to be a singer.
He got a dream.
And after graduating, he decided to be a singer. Now, he tried many times, and he says upon like his trying out for different, he wanted to be a country singer, but his style, they told him, was too rock and roll for country, because he's
too rock and roll for country.
He's had many, and I can't tell the difference now, but back then that sounded very rock and roll for country music.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of people that influenced him. One of his biggest influences is Johnny Cash, one of our personal heroes of mine.
Johnny Cash. We might be doing a show on Johnny Cash.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yes.
But also he's had influences from like ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, who rock and roll people. So he has influences from all around. So that that kind of intertwine. And then he wanted to try for rock and roll, and he was too country for rock and roll. So
too country for rock.
He was kind of caught in the middle there. But finally,
it's like the purgatory.
Right, exactly. But he ended up he tried out a couple times, and he couldn't seem to like get guitar playing down. And he tried out, and he said he was going to try one more time.
A country singer who doesn't know how to play guitar.
He figured it out, though.
Okay.
That he found out that he was left-handed.
What?
Okay, you're sounding like Robbie now.
What? I mean, how do you just like find out that you're like left-handed?
Well, he couldn't play right when he was right-handed. Like he couldn't get the chords right, and it just, when you're left-handed, it's just more natural to you. Like you'll get the chords right. Because I played the fiddle before, and playing it left-handed, it's just not natural for me. Like you can't get the keys right and the chords right. And it's the same thing for playing guitar. And he found out that he was left-handed, so he either well, actually, the first guitar that he played, they just restringed all the guitars and put all the strings backwards.
Oh my god!
On a right-handed guitar, and they just restringed it. They just flipped all the things. So it was really funny. But yeah, that was the start of his career. They released "Achy Breaky Heart," and that was a major hit. That was his first release, and it became a huge hit. And
I know they've been singing it in karaoke in the Philippines.
Right, and the rest is history. It's been played ever since, and that's great. He was actually on a Christian show in 2001. It started in, I believe it was in 2001 that started. It was called Doc.
Doc.
And actually,
that's the reason why they lived in Toronto. Yeah, for that time.
It's a and oh, by the way, he's from Montana in that show.
He's from Montana. Oh, that probably may have.
That just comes to my mind. He's from Montana.
Because Billy Ray Cyrus is one of the executive producers of Hannah Montana.
Yeah. He helped and he acted in it. He helped produce it.
Yeah.
Miley was actually one of the producers towards the end too, because she just got experience with it. But yeah, it was a Christian show that it was about a man from Montana. And he moved to New York to be a doctor. And it just is going through the different trials of being a doctor, of dealing with integrity issues on the job, of just different issues. Of family issues that he deals with, and just a really great show. Miley actually stars on it a couple times. She's actually
she's played like Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter in that series.
In
Doc.
And Doc, no. She's just an extra in some of the scenes. Like in the very first episode, she's in the back of a truck in Montana. Like you can tell that it's her. But she's not a major character in that. Like he's by himself really. He finds a girlfriend and doesn't find a girlfriend, and it just takes you through the ups and downs of his life in that. And so it's just a really, really good show. I actually know one of the kids. I want to give a shout out to him actually, David Thompson. He says that he actually watched Doc before. And it was actually a number one Christian TV show of all time. It was on ABC.
On ABC.
Yeah, so it was one of the number one shows for a time, and it was canceled after I think 2 or 3 seasons. But it was I watch it because it's on different Christian channels back home, so I watch it. I tape them. The episodes are just really meaningful, have really great. So yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus is definitely he went out for a while too. From that time from Doc. He's been in and out of the spotlight. From different times in his career. For 5-6 years he went dark until Doc. Then he got back into it a little bit. He was actually, he was on another show. He actually played on a couple other shows that weren't really well known. Just different shows. Also, I should mention this. When he came back on is in Hannah Montana. He was also in one of my personal favorite movies. Maybe not in the top 10, but one of my personal favorite movies, Bait Shop. Bait Shop. It's a fishing movie.
Well, that's why it's called Bait Shop.
Yeah. It's Billy Ray Cyrus plays a rock star fisherman, if there's such thing. Man, I can't even remember his name now, but Van Dyke is his name, I think.
Dick Van Dyke?
No. Nope. He's a fisherman. He's a professional fisherman, but he's like number one on the tour, fishing tour that I watched. Yes, I watched Fishing Tour. I like fishing. I enjoy fishing, although I don't catch anything. I still enjoy the time.
If you're a fishing aficionado, and if you're a girl and you want to date Andrew, you can go to our Facebook page at theletterm.mcr or on our Twitter page at theletterm on MCR.
I'm gonna hold my tongue. He plays man. He's called Hot Rod Johnson on there.
Hot Rod Johnson. Okay.
Billy Ray Cyrus is on it, and one of his best friends, Bill Engvall, part of the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, is the main character in there. And Billy Ray Cyrus is also on there. I don't recognize any of the other ones other than the 2 announcers from the fishing tour is also on there as well. But yeah, he also played in that. But he's been in and out of his. He's also been in, just been in and out of the spotlight. But yeah, but when he's been in the spotlight, he's really shined. It's just really good.
Yeah, and Billy Ray Cyrus actually kind of like devoted his life to just just promoting Miley. I mean, during the times that he's like layload pretty much from his career, Miley is like doing something else. So like the Hannah Montana series, he's played here as Hannah Montana's dad. Well, just like in real life. But he's actually like put his career on hold. And he's become like the executive producer for this series, so that he could at least give some control over Miley's image and how she's being portrayed in public and all that. I think that's like really selfless of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually going to discuss that later on because it'll come back up. Just a preview for that.
And some Miley facts that we have. Miley Cyrus. Wow, she is actually the third most popular celebrity on the celebrities list of the Forbes magazine in 2010.
Yeah, so and I'm sure she's probably still up there even today.
Yeah, because I guess Hannah Montana has made like such a dent on the teenager market for television that even up until right now, even though she's become like this polarizing figure to a lot of people, people still buy Hannah Montana merchandise and she's still getting royalties for it. That's actually driven up her net worth to $120 million, making her the richest teen in Hollywood in 2010. Wow. Net worth of $120 million. In contrast, Joel Osteen's net worth is $40 million. Yeah, so Hannah Montana is like 3 times richer than Joel Osteen.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so she's earning a lot, not only from like Hannah Montana royalties and residuals, but also she's doing like concert tours.
Yeah, and she's a singer herself.
Yeah, she's doing albums,
acting,
and she's doing acting. So
she's a phenomenal actress.
Some of the movies that she's appeared in are The Last Song.
The Last Song is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, Andrew has a DVD of The Last Song in his room.
Oh yeah,
we have to watch it. I haven't watched the movie yet.
That'll be one of the movies we watch when you come home with me.
Yes, over the break. What else did she appear in? She was in Big Fish. That was her first movie role.
Yeah,
we featured Big
my
Fish,
favorite movie.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Big Fish, was it just
2 weeks ago?
No, it wasn't just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
This is our 4th show.
Oh, it is. Sorry, you lost count. See, time flies when you're having fun.
Right.
And then she's also appeared in photo shoots.
Yes.
I'm not photo shoots in magazine covers.
Yeah.
So I guess if you can recall, there was a little bit of controversy over her Vanity Fair shoot.
Yeah.
Because near the end of her, or probably after Hannah Montana, pretty much, she wanted to break the mold that most child stars have always tried to break into, and that is transitioning from being a child star to being an adult. Because let's face it, that's the big obstacle that a lot of child stars have to face. How are they going to present themselves in a way wherein people are not going to see them as children anymore, but then they can take their fan base to their new adult self? So Miley has been trying to break out of the child star mold over the past few years. So that photo shoot wherein she was photographed just barebacked pretty much by famed photographer Annie Leibovitz. And a lot of the parents of her fans were like, "Oh my gosh, Miley, why did you do that? You're the role model to my daughter or something, and you did this." So that was the first of many controversies that Miley Cyrus has endured during her career. I think that's part of the reason why she's really polarizing right now. It's either you love her or you hate her.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely a. That's definitely hard.
Yeah, but if you're worth $120 million, I'm not gonna care either.
Yeah, can't really go wrong. Do you want me to? She was also on Bolt.
On Bolt, yes. So Bolt is a Disney Pixar movie in 2007, I think. She was the voice of Penny, who is the girl who owned Bolt. And I think she also sang a song for that movie.
Yeah.
And the song...
Her and John Travolta sang together.
And she was one of the composers of the song, which made her eligible to be nominated for the Golden Globe for Best Original Song for Bolt. So she has been nominated for Golden Globe for a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, my personal favorite. Oh, yeah, by the way, she's also an extra in High School Musical 2.
An extra in High School Musical.
Yeah, 2. Remember, we were talking about that the other day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one that we shouldn't forget because we did him last week.
Yep, Justin Bieber. Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus made a cameo appearance in Justin Bieber's Never Say Never, which is Justin Bieber's 3D film, which is, I don't really understand why that film's like highly successful, but it is highly successful.
Well, I know why, but you can pretend not to know.
Well, it's the hair, I guess.
Yeah, the hair. I got this haircut now, so.
Yeah, Andrew has Justin Bieber's haircut.
No, I have Johnny Cash's haircut.
That's why we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this girl has had like so much influence, with her in such a young age. Like, she's like one of the teen stars that a lot of, teen people actually look up to.
Yeah, and I want to say she definitely broke away from the mold of like, well, she's just this because of her father and stuff. I definitely think she broke that mold and made a name for herself. Especially, her first major role in a movie, other than Hannah Montana, was The Last Song.
The Last Song, yeah. 2010.
And, yeah, 2010. And where she met her now fiance, soon to be husband, Liam Hemsworth. Yes, Chris Hemsworth's brother.
Yes.
Who Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
Yes.
So Liam Hemsworth actually tried out for that part.
And Liam Hemsworth
is Gale.
Played Gale in The Hunger Games with my wife Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
My wife, newly minted Academy Award winner Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes. I still makes me so excited when she won the Academy Award. Yes.
Oh yes, for Silver Linings Playbook,
yes,
which is the movie that we featured here on the letter
our
M.
first episode,
weeks before the Academy Awards.
Yes. It only won 1 of 8, which I'm kind of disappointed, but it's still great that she won.
That movie has made like a lot of history. But anyway, going back to Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. She.
We're gonna go on her Jennifer Lawrence soapbox again. I can feel that, so I'm like going back.
Yeah. In the last song, she really did a fantastic job. She plays a girl named Ronnie, and she's like a rebel kid.
Yeah,
and
those are like types of roles that she's tackling now in movies. Like she's starting to become like anti-Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Which
is why, a lot of her fans and their parents are like, Miley, what's happening to you?
Yeah.
Are you like
this one
crazy?
though they can't really complain about because she's good, but then she's kind of she's not rebellious the whole movie. It's only like maybe the first little part of it. But then there's some romance in it. And then there's some tragedy in it, and it's just a really, and her acting in it is phenomenal. So I just she really broke free from that mold of like just being in her father's shadow. She really broke and made like her own, like she can do this, and she sings on her own. She releases albums of her own, and she's fantastic with it. So she's definitely been. She's definitely made a mold of her own.
And another thing that's really interesting about Miley Cyrus is she claims to be a Christian. Yeah, and we are going to talk more about that on our application part. Just right before we end the show. But this is another example of like Justin Bieber, who we know from last week is a Christian. Miley Cyrus is also a Christian, or at least she's claiming to be. That's what we're going to be like investigating later, pretty much.
Yeah. I had there's that gets a little complicated, but we'll definitely get to that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to that soon.
Well, I think it's time for us to have a break. So now we are playing Miley Cyrus's 7 Things, only here on the letter M.
And welcome back to the letter M with Old Blue Jeans.
She's singing about articles of clothing.
Yes. It's actually in the context of one of my favorite episodes that we're going to be talking about. So this is funny.
We're actually at like the most important part of the letter M, which is the application part. So this is where we take what we've been talking about for the past hour and a half, and we actually glean spiritual truths from them, if any.
Yeah.
And
so Hannah Montana deals with like a lot of kids shows deals with a lot of different issues that you face throughout life, and for me, I really can connect to some of the issues that she deals with on there. And we thought about it, and we thought, if we did all the episodes, we would just take way too long.
It's like I think Hannah Montana has like something short of like 100 episodes.
It's very close. 27 in the first one and 12 in the fourth one. So I'm not sure the second and third the number, but because I don't have the DVDs for them yet. I will.
I will.
But yeah, they have a lot of truths to them, and a lot of the truths in them appear in the scriptures. But we decided, and what it came down to is I'm gonna pick my top 5 favorite and do applications for them.
Like episodes.
Top 5 episodes. But I wanted to share 2 because I have her autobiography. It's called Miles to Go.
Miles to Go.
And she wrote this in early, I believe it's 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2009. And it's she just talks about her life in the different trials, the things that she dealt with personally through. And she talks about being in Big Fish. She talks about everything, growing up, living with her dad, dealing with her dad. I haven't read all of it yet, unfortunately, but I have. It just seems really good. I really enjoy reading autobiographies. So I'm sure I'll enjoy this one too, as much as I love Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. But yeah, she does have a lot of Christian roots, and her dad is he's still a strong Christian to this day. And and I want to bring up one thing too to keep in mind.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be here to judge whether like Miley Cyrus is Christian or not, because like at the end of the day, it's still being a Christian is between
you
the person God. and God. Exactly.
Yeah. So. Exactly. So she says in one of her books, in her book, she was talking about dealing with friends, and she says, and during this trial, she says, I always find comfort, guidance, and answers in my faith. I turned to my Bible then, as I often do now, and found this psalm. And she quotes Psalms 25, 1 and 2, and 5 to 7 in the book. And it's just really good. It's just really interesting to see how she's really been shaped by Christianity. And she actually says in the 7 things that make her sad. One is her grandfather dying, and she actually wrote a song about it, which we didn't play this tonight, but it's a really good song. It's called "I Miss You." She wrote that about her grandfather, and about how she misses her grandfather, and she says that also her parents will never know how much she loves them, just because she loves them that much. She says her horses being in Nashville without her.
She has a horse.
She has horses.
Horses, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait till I have horses too, man. That's going to be awesome. And her 4th one is people who don't know Jesus. That's something that makes her sad. Yeah, is people who don't know Jesus.
So the 4th out of 7 things that make Miley Cyrus sad are people who do not know Jesus.
Yeah. Also, on the list, kids with parents who don't kiss them goodnight, tell them how much they adore them, world hunger, and also her brother being on tour without her. Because
her brother also sings.
Yeah, not anymore. She also quotes scriptures throughout this, but yeah, her brother is Trey Cyrus, who he was in the band Metro Station. They broke up a couple. Yeah, I think it was even 5 years ago. It was a couple years ago, but they were a good band. I believe they were an alternative band. I don't remember listening to him too much until I learned that Trey Cyrus was part of it. But Trace actually stars in also Billy Ray Cyrus's music video for Somebody Said a Prayer. Billy Ray Cyrus has actually I think 5 or 6 Christian songs that could be in Christian songs, not in one whole album, but he sings a couple hymns in his in a couple of his concert. He has a song called Somebody Said a Prayer. He also sings a song called Face of God, which is it's actually about Miley, and so he sings a lot of different songs like that, but Miley hasn't. But you see her roots, and the discouraging thing for me a couple years ago was that I found that she kind of lost her faith a little bit and kind of was abandoning it, searching a little bit. And me and my dad were discussing that, and it just seems like sometimes people, they just search, because they just are like, I just want to know what else is out there. So people just search, and she was involved in Buddhism a little bit, but now. I heard just recently she's doing a Christian movie. It has to deal with Christianity, and her dad would be involved in it. And so like I said, still to this day, her dad is a really strong Christian, and her sister Brandy is always quoting scripture on her Twitter account. So I follow Brandy on Twitter, and she's a really strong Christian as well.
And I like it that you mentioned that, people want to search. Because, honestly, these are the people that we would be ministering to. You have, these people who have been, so close to the outside world. And they've just lived in this Christian bubble. And then all of a sudden, when their parents are gone, they're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. And it ends up, them being antagonized with Christianity because, there are a lot of hot button issues right there that Christianity either doesn't address or they address it the wrong way. And of course, when your kids are surrounded with people who are people of the world, sometimes the people of the world have really great reasons why they believe a thing, even though it's a sin.
Yeah.
So I can't blame Miley Cyrus if she just went out there and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, you know what, this is right, because the people of the world would actually fight more for the rights of people rather than Christians themselves.
Yeah.
So I can't blame her, but this is the reality of things. You just can't put your children inside a bubble and just hope that everything's going to go for the best, because the more that you constrict your kids to to this restrictive environment wherein they're not aware of what's going on around the world, the more that they're going to be driven away from Christ when your restraints are already lifted.
Yeah.
So I mean other parents may have a different take on that, but personally, me, that's my thing. That's why I'm not gonna be I'm gonna homeschool you and I'm just gonna keep you here and all that if I have kids, if ever I have kids.
Yeah.
It's because they have to know that this is the world, this is how it exists, or something. Jesus Christ, this is what Jesus Christ can offer in your life, and this is what the world can offer in your life. It's going to be your choice, pretty much, because stronger Christians are actually people who have fallen, who have been broken by the things of this world, and they have sought Christ to be whole again. So that's just me in my soapbox. So but there's we're not gonna judge Miley too, because we are not Miley Cyrus's closest friends or confidants, so we don't actually know if this is something, but just based on her actions, we can say that I think she has the heart that really loves Jesus Christ. But then when you work in an entertainment industry that's pretty much steeped in violence and sex and just anything that's anything that's unchristian, a lot of these people, they have to make adjustments to their careers. They have to make compromises just so they can still stay afloat in a very cutthroat industry. So I can kind of understand why she's doing it. Now, would I condemn it or would I condone it? I don't know. I don't think I'm really in a place to judge people. Yeah. But, if it's something blatant I don't believe in Jesus Christ anymore because it's like this, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things also that I like to keep in mind too is that most of the time people are why they are because of things that they've went through.
Yeah.
And Billy Ray actually, well, and I actually said this wrong too. Is that I believe from what I've read that Billy Ray actually he divorced his first wife Cindy. I think when Miley was just a little girl. He actually was going to divorce Tish, who is his wife now, and I believe that they called it off. But it eventually involves that there is some turmoil in there, and I know that when things are just not going right, especially in like a home, that can have a very major effect on the way that you you react in the world. So that definitely, I think that too many times we just look at people's actions and say, look, that's bad, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we're too lazy or don't want to take the time or too quick to judge and say like, well, let me look at, why are they acting like this? Like why are they
why they did those actions.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So I think that definitely has a lot to do with it, and plus just being a flat out a teenager.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, like, for me being, I'm 19 now, but think of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, me being 16 and being in a spotlight every single day, not having any privacy.
Filming episodes of Hannah Montana every week, 3 times a week.
Right,
and for like 18 hours each taping day.
Yeah, and that would be hard. Like I don't even I don't know the amount of pressure that takes, but I can imagine that's a lot. Just to see like, and just the fact that they keep themselves together actually gives me a lot of credit for them because like I don't know, like I think it would be really hard to do. So when I think when you consider that, I think that she definitely does. I think we can definitely, and she is slowly regaining her faith. I think, and funny thing, her last song in Hannah Montana the movie is called "You Always Find Your Way Back Home," and it's talking about you can change your hair, you can change your clothes, you can change your mind. That's just the way it goes. You can say goodbye, you can say hello, but you always find your way back home. You can even change
the girl that you like.
Right, exactly.
And you will still come back home.
Yeah. Interesting enough.
Yeah, but I think like whatever she's going through right now, I don't think it's only representative of Hollywood stars or something, but I think it's the millennials in general. We are living in a society right now which is getting increasingly hostile to Christianity, just because the things that are hot button issues right now are some things that Christians actually don't agree with. Gay marriage, global warming, what else? There's a lot of things. And I mean, let's face it, we have a media that's really like biased, pretty much. Like mainstream media is biased, and the media platform pretty much is being used to antagonize Christianity and everything that it stands for. So if you are a Christian person who's just going out into the world, you're meeting these people who have a different worldview than you. Of course, if you're not really grounded in faith, or if you're the kind of person who just wants to please people, you're just going to I'm just gonna fold back and I'm gonna let them know that I agree with them. That way there's just not gonna be any conflict whatsoever, and you just kind of make that compromise. It is very real. It doesn't mean that you went to Moody Bible Institute and you've completed a 5-year study here or something, that when you go out there and people actually start telling you a different worldview, that you are not going to capitulate. Because unfortunately, even though you've gotten the best Bible education and all that, if your relationship in Christ isn't where it's supposed to be, it's it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
So that's very true.
Yeah. So actually, I think we've talked about this about Justin Bieber too last week. How the pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Miley Cyrus pretty much, ironically, caters to the same fan base, young teenage girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so her and Justin Bieber have like.
And then me too.
And then
the same fan base, exactly. Like, Justin Bieber and her.
And then like Andrew.
Yeah. And Ralph too now.
No,
not Justin Bieber. Not Justin Bieber.
No, you are not gonna catch me dead with Justin Bieber.
Oh, we'll see.
No. Yeah,
we'll see. You'll be liking Justin Bieber by the time we leave spring break.
Yeah, but this is like a super big challenge, for just for us Christians, younger Christians in general. How do we stay relevant in a world that hates us so much?
Right.
Yeah.
There's I'll get to the applications now of like the 5 episodes that I picked.
Yeah.
From season 1, On the Road Again is the name of the episode. Miley talks her father to going on the road.
So going on the road and
going back on the road, yeah,
it means that you're going on tour.
Right. Yeah. So, I should have mentioned that, but yeah. So he goes back on the road and is singing. And they actually go to one night and find him and see him singing a song. And when after the show, he greets them, and she's upset because she doesn't want her father to go away. He actually is booked on a 7 weeks of straight singing in the episode, and Miley gets a little upset about it, and she said that she'd miss him, and he goes, I don't want to do this, and I don't know why you talked me into it, honestly, coming back. He's like, why do you want to? She goes, because I know how much you enjoy singing, and he goes, well, I didn't give up singing because I had to. I gave it up because I wanted to. And he goes, I gave it up so that I could be with you and spend more time with you and the kid and Jackson. So he said, and now I'm just happy being Hannah Montana's, producer of her song, writing her songs. And so that goes back to, what you were saying earlier. There's a lot of self-sacrifice that he does in the show, and that she does, and it just everybody does for everybody in the show. And all throughout Scripture, it calls us to, be, not just to cater to our own needs, but to care for others as well, and to actually have a servant mentality, and to live a life that serves others. That we're not here to please people, but we're here to serve them.
To please God.
Yes, to please God. And ultimately, what pleasing God is to be a servant for other people, and to help guide them along, to help them out. Even to the point where it helps them above us, and we let God do the that other stuff. But yeah, that episode really struck a chord with me. I was watching it the other day. That's my favorite from season 1,
and it's the highest rated episode for season 1 too. There's 7.1 million viewers who viewed that episode. I guess it's like a crossover episode between Hannah Montana and like 2 other shows. So it's The Sweet Life of
Zack and Cody. It had Ashley Tisdale on it.
Yep, and That's So Raven.
That's So Raven.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I think the Raven wasn't on there, but maybe the woman who is Roxy, the bodyguard, and maybe is on That's So Raven. I can't remember, but she's actually on a lot of episodes on Hannah Montana.
Yeah, and it's really surprising that episode is like super high. It's highly rated because like Hannah Montana usually like on the first season it usually averages between like 3.5 to 4 million viewers an episode. So 7 is a pretty big jump.
Yeah, that's funny. That was the one episode where Ashley Tisdale was on it. Billy Ray Cyrus is actually one of the main features of it. It's less Miley and more Billy Ray. But
but since we're running out of time, what are the other 4 episodes where we could glean something
from season 2? The song we just played for Old Blue Jeans. The episode is where. And this actually just goes back to what I was telling earlier, is that where her dad wants to take them to this special restaurant. He says it's a special restaurant. They don't want to go, and they're like, "Oh, we don't." They're actually coming back from a concert from Hannah Montana. It's a cross country concert, and she's in, and they're in the bus, and they're coming back, and she doesn't want to hear it. Well, she actually has a vision of what actually happened that day, and she wakes up and says, you know, she has a new outlook on it. She says, "Let's listen to Dad. I want to hear the story." And it was actually the story of how in the show of how they've met, how Billy Ray and his wife met on the show, and so it was a really touching story. And so the principle here is to listen to people before you are quick to judge them, and they're quick. And actually, it's in Matthew. I believe it's Matthew 7. It's not 7:1, but it's about getting the telephone pole out of your eye before you get the toothpick out of your brother's eye.
Whoa!
And
which version of the Bible are you reading?
That's every version. that's pretty much every version, I think. But yeah, they have some metaphor of telephone pole and something large, or a log or something else.
It's a log.
Yeah.
Before you see the speck on your brother's side, take out the log out of your own.
Yeah. So different versions read telephone. I think NLT that I use is telephone pole, but that's the one that I remember. But it's something that, like, if you just look, if you're just willing to look more into the issue, deeper into the issue, then you'll have a lot less time to judge.
Yeah.
And so I just really think that that's definitely a big principle. Another episode, the last episode in season 2, she's getting made fun of for being a country girl. The whole episode, she's made fun of by the boy that she likes. She's on a date with her rich parents, rich parents, and they're making fun of her for being a country girl. The whole time and then at the end of the episode, she sticks up for herself, and the boy actually ends up enjoying the country lifestyle, which ironically everybody would enjoy the country lifestyle.
I know if they just like took the time to just see how it is. Like, it is so fun to hang out with like country people.
Right, you'll have fun with it when you get home. I can't wait. But yeah, so the principle there is never be ashamed of who you are. Yeah. And never hide who God made you to be. And it actually says in John 12:43, it says the Pharisees, actually some of them believed in Jesus, but they wouldn't say anything because they loved human praise more than the praise of God. Yeah. So that's just the principle of, be who God made you to be. So I that's definitely a certain principle. Season 3, oh boy. Season 3, I can name a lot of them, but yeah, my favorite one is when she has to pick between she has a crush on both one boy named Jesse, who's in her band, and Jake Ryan, and so she has to pick a decision, and that just reminds me, like, in life we have difficult decisions. Yeah. We need to be in prayer when we're doing that. We definitely need to be in prayer. Yeah. And in Hannah Montana Forever, which is the 4th season, the last episode, it's another. It's
the finale, right?
The finale, yeah. She has a tough choice. She wants to go to Paris to do a film with Steven Spielberg, and she's bringing her friend with her, but her friend says, "You know what? This just isn't for me. This is your dream. You go fulfill your dream." And so she flies to Paris, and it's like her friend's going to go to Stanford, and Miley's going to go do the film for a year, and they're going to be apart for a year. But they were so close, so it's kind of sad. But at the very last scene, Miley ends up coming back to Stanford and says, you're right, I can do a movie anytime, but I only get one chance to go to college with my best friend. Aww. So there's more self-sacrificing there. So, that was the finale of it. So there's more like, be willing to stand up for and be willing to sacrifice for people that mean a lot to you.
Yeah, and that is like wow. There's a lot of self-sacrificing going on in Hannah Montana. Actually, there's actually more than meets the eye, pretty much. But wow, we're out of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that just like ran by fast.
It did again. This week ran by fast again.
I know, yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on the letter M for Hannah Montana Night. Unfortunately, there's going to be a 2-week spring break that's going to be happening at Moody. I think for all of you who's listening to us, we would like to make, well, of course, since it's spring break, we are not going to be there for the next 2 weeks. But for the next 2 weeks, we would like to ask you to just be in prayer for the people here at Moody who's going on the spring break missions trips and for all the tours. So all of Moody's music groups, which are the MBI Chorale, the MBI Men's Collegiate Choir, and the Women's Collegiate Choir, are all touring around the country. Just to give joy and entertainment and inspiration to the people of our country. Also, there's a lot of Moody students who's going either overseas or locally, pretty much, to do missions trips. So a lot of people are going to Panama, Florida. Florida, yes, especially Florida. Thomas Ashley, one of our brothers, is going to Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, and
also,
where else are they going? So Panama, Florida.
I think one of our sisters also said Oklahoma. Yeah,
Oklahoma, and one of our sisters is in Nepal right now, but it's an internship.
And Oklahoma too. One of my sisters said she's going for the field trip for Oklahoma. So
and then
we
have practical Christian missions trips to Thailand, the Philippines. Just these different countries. England. I know there are people who are touring England. Yes, Olivia Westbrook.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, there are people who's going to tour England. Where else? So a lot of Moody students will be all over the world for the 2 weeks that we're going to have our spring break, and they're going to make a big difference in the kingdom of God. And we would just like to covet your prayers for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, but that's a good news. The bad news is we will be off for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but rest assured that when we come back, after spring break, that it's going to be a stronger letter M.
Yeah.
It's because we're all rested and we got our sleep.
A lot of prayer, a lot of sleeping, a lot of duels playing.
Exactly. So thank you very much for joining us. I mean, not only for Hannah Montana Night, but just following us for Justin Bieber Night, Big Fish, Silver Linings Playbook. It's just really amazing to know that you're all there, you're always supporting us, and you're also interacting on our Facebook and on our Twitter page and on Andrew's phone.
Yes.
And on the phone here at MCR that we don't know how to answer, but somehow it's just going on in there. So we will see you in 2 weeks. We're pretty sad to say goodbye, but it's spring break. We need to sleep.
Exactly. We need rest. I know. This is a well-needed break. We definitely need it. We appreciate your prayers too, for us and everybody here at Moody.